Alright, so for this week's lecture, I'm just going to go over the academic scientific article critique major writing assignment that you're going to be working on over the next couple of weeks. So there's not a lot of work to do this week except to start researching a couple of articles that you want to write about. And so I thought I'd go over the directions, kind of help you go through the process of finding some of these articles, because you're going to be comparing two articles from the same journal. Help you go through the critiquing process, and then show you the format that I want you to use for putting this critique together. So right now I'm in Blackboard under the assignments right here. And so this is what you're going to be working on for the next couple of weeks. Pick a leading academic journal or professional publication representing a natural or social scientific discipline. The journal needs to have existed for at least 15 years. And that's important because you're going to be comparing an article from today and an article from at least 15 years ago. What helps is, yes, to look for journals sponsored by like a professional society that governs, your discipline, whichever discipline you're thinking of pursuing. Once you've selected a journal, find a current copy of it, no more than a year old. I'll show you how to find it online, but if you're in the UAA library, you can, certainly look for one in the periodical section. And a copy from 15 to 20 years ago, you might even find one from the 19th century. And some of these you can probably find in the library stacks also. But something from at least 15 years ago to give you some sense of the history of how rhetoric and discourse in the discipline is developed. So you're going to be comparing and contrasting the journals and journal articles. There are three things that I want you to do. First, you're going to be analyzing the features of the two articles, what they look like, the structure, the length, how they use graphics and images, things like that. The second part is you're going to be analyzing a passage or passages, a paragraph or two from both the articles, and there are some very specific things I'm going to ask you to look for. How it's organized, what kind of style do you see as being used, and these are all things that we've talked about, how science writing uses metaphor, jargon, the active voice, passive voice, right? Let's see, so jargon, sentence level features like sentence length, what kind of first, second, or third person are they using, the use of tense, nominalizations. These things you got some practice with looking at articles last week with. So now you get to find your own and do some writing about it. So we're taking it up a notch this week. And then the third thing is I want you to just draw some general conclusions about where do you think the discipline is going in terms of its standards for communication. So you can certainly feel free to quote things from the articles or anything else that you find about the communication that goes on in that discipline. So here are a few guiding questions to kind of help you fulfill that section. So it's not due until October 1st, so you still have a couple of weeks to work on it. The length, 600 to 1,000 words. That's about that's probably maybe about almost 2 pages, I guess. This is going to be in the form of a memo or memorandum, so it's going to be single spaced, and you'll have create double spaces between headings and paragraphs to signify paragraphs. And I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. And then you also need to include a cover memo, and again I'll be explaining exactly what goes into that in discussion today. So the first thing I want to do is show you kind of go through the process of finding some articles that you can use. Now, this critique is going to be about academic, scientific, or professional articles. These are scholarly researched articles. Let me go ahead and open this up. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, scholarly, academic, / professional / I don't know what this is. Scientific articles. There we go. A couple of things distinguish these kinds of articles from popular articles, which you'll be working on after this first article critique. Big square. These kinds of articles are geared towards primary audiences. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Primary audiences are those who work in that particular discipline. So they have a really vested interest on brand new research. And a couple of things about this research is that this research, this article, this is peer reviewed. That means that other people in that discipline read, reviewed, and okayed that article, said that it was good enough for their discipline to be published in. So those are the kinds of articles that you're going to be looking for. Now, these can also serve a secondary audience. Secondary audience, an audience that is interested in the field. They don't necessarily work in that field or have a direct stake in that field, but they're interested in what's going on, and that can certainly be part of it. But this is the target audience right here, those that work in that particular discipline. These are articles not written for the general public, I suppose, so they're not written for that tertiary audience. So this is the primary audience, the audience that is being targeted, and yeah, you might see that come up from time to time, but they're documenting the research, so it's really going to be about these particular people, their immediate colleagues, I suppose. So I'm going to go through the process. If you're not familiar with the process of finding articles, these types of articles online, I'm going to show you some sources, some ways through the UAA Consortium Library. Consortiumlibrary.org. Oh, yep, right there. Articles. Okay. So these databases, they have, if you don't know UAA and APU, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions at this point, who knows, so much money on subscribing to databases that subscribe to all of these academic, scientific, professional journals. That way we can compile all the research into one place, all the brand new research into one place, and it makes it really easy for students and professors and other people in the discipline. It makes it a lot more easier to research. So for right now, what I'm showing you are these research guides that the librarians have created for students and for researchers at the university. And I think what I'll do is, since we have a lot of nursing students in the class, I'll show you the nursing one and show you a couple of examples. So let's say, for example, for this article critique, you are interested in nursing. That's one of the disciplines that you are working in right now. So you click on nursing, it's going to take you here. The first thing that you're going to see here on the right-hand side, these are databases specifically designed for people studying nursing and medicine. These databases are going to show you, give you a wide range of articles and topics from across the discipline. What we're concerned with in this particular assignment, is looking for particular journals. So once you click on nursing, find that Find Journals tab and click on that. So from here, what I'm going to do is, you'll see over here on the left, they have databases specific to the print nursing journals and electronic nursing journals. Since this is technically, I guess, a distance class, an e-learning class, I'm going to show you the electronic nursing journals. You can certainly, if you are in Anchorage or can get to Anchorage and go to the library, it certainly helps to go to the second floor of the library and just start perusing all the journals. There are so many there, especially in nursing and medicine. It might be worth your time just to go there and peruse. But I'll show you the electronic nursing journal titles as soon as that comes up right here. And I am not that familiar. I am not a nurse. I have not studied nursing. I'm not that familiar with the nursing discipline, but I am familiar. I do know of the New England Journal of Medicine.